Hello and welcome back to Grace.Filled Reads. I am so excited to be back for another video. And this video is not going to be quite what you think, but I'm going to share it with you anyway. So this is a mid-month wrap-up. This is a arc. This is some publishing happy mail. This is a book release team. And this is some books that I've hauled from a lady that told me I just need to pay shipping, which was a huge blessing to me, as well as some late TBRs for the month. So go ahead and grab your beverage of choice and just come on and let's just chat for a moment, because I've got a lot to say. Gonna try to do it in a short amount of time. But also I did receive a beautiful message from a sweet lady, and she told me that she appreciated me reading the information of the books because she is blind. And that just touched me so much, because I was going back and forth with, was the fact that I was reading the information on the books taken away or adding to my channel? And I was going back and forth with that, and I got her message. It was definitely a confirmation that I needed to just keep doing what I'm doing. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So first of all, you guys know I love me some Toni Shallow. So I am super happy that I have her book, her Christmas Redemption, that I am able to read, and I am on her lunch teams. This is my first official lunch team, and I am so excited. So let me just tell you a little bit about what it's about, and then we're just going to keep right on moving. So it says, she's finally on the right path. Can she find a second chance in on a town's holiday wish list? Organizing her church's Christmas Wishes program is a perfect start to Vivian Dupree's new life, one without the shame of her recent mistakes. But as she continues to grow closer to co-coordinator Michael Wood, she's even more determined to keep her past hidden. Together they can give joy to their small town, but when Michael discovers her secret, will he be willing to grant Victoria's holiday wish forgiveness? So I just thought it was a really good book. Of course, as with all of her books, they're so small, so simple, and I am super excited to add this one. And I'll also have this really cool bookmark. So I am really excited, not bookmark, postcard. So I'm really excited about that first. So again, this is my first time being with a book launch. So I will be sharing this on Instagram. Later when I read it, I'll be doing a book review, and I might have something special for a special someone, but we won't talk about that right now. If you know, you know. So the next thing that I want to go ahead and get into is I was able to get something from a publishing company. And this is from Baker Publishing Company. So I am super excited that I got something from them. So let's go ahead and get into what I have from them. Ta-da! We're going to start with this one. And this one says, Where the Blue Sky Begins. And this is by Katie Pawner. And it says, sometimes the hardest road of all is the road home. When confident and handsome Eric Larson is sent to rural Montana town to work in the local branch of his uncle's financial company, he's determined to exceed everyone's expectations, earn a promotion, and be back in Seattle by the end of the summer. Yet nothing could prepare him for the lessons this small town has in store. At 46 years old, eccentric and outspoken Eunice Parker has come to accept her terminal illness and has given herself one final goal: seek forgiveness from everyone on her bucket list before her time runs out. But it will take a lot more courage than she can muster on her own. After an accident pushes Eric and Eunice together, an unlikely pair is forced to spend more time with each other than either would like, which challenges their deepest prejudice and beliefs. So as summer draws to a close, neither Eric nor Eunice is where they thought they'd be, but they both wrestle with the same important question: what matters most when the end is near? So this is a book that I will definitely be reading. It just seems nice. It's under the category of contemporary. You can see it's kind of big. It is about 340-ish pages, and this is from Bethany House. This one is a bit healthier. It's a thick book. And this one is under the category of historical fiction, and it's almost 500 pages, but I think it's going to be good. It's called Caesar's Lord, and it's from Constantine's Empire. And it says, what people are saying about the Constantine's Empire series, bristling with tension, fast-paced with plenty of adventure and intrigue, deftly crafted and fully absorbing, a vivid and cinematic page-turner. After more than a decade of tumult, Roman warrior Rex and his beloved wife Flavia are thankful to the God they serve for the peaceful life they are living in the city of Alexandria. But when the empire in flux, such tranquility cannot last. So when Rex is called away to serve Constantine in his fight against Licinius, Flavia's lonesome and longing for a baby lead her down the road of temptation. Perhaps one of the Egypt's gods will grant her conception. As battles range both from within and without, Rex and Flavia will have to rely on God's forgiveness and protection if they are to survive the trials to come. Their adventures sweep them up to the greatest event of the ancient church, including the forging of the Nicene Creed, terrible murders within the imperial family, and the quest for the true cross of Christ in Jerusalem, and the end of the pagan Rome as a new Christian empire dawns upon the world. So I thought that this would be really cool. I have a son who really loves history, so I am going to see also if this is appropriate for him and if he'd be interested in reading this. So I am super excited about this read. I also picked this up from the Goodwill when I was out of state. It was 50 cents. And I love Sally Clarkson's books. Like, she is amazing. So for 50 cents, I absolutely had to grab this. And it's living with deep intentions, bold faith, and generous love. It says, God has made you with the capacity to live courageously and to have great faith and become a person of influence. Will you follow hard after him and live into your potential? Will you choose today to own your life? It says, Sally Clarkson has raised her family, ministered all around the world, and mentored countless women with this soul-resounding message. And in Own Your Own Life, she brings it straight to your heart. If your days seem filled with stresses, challenges, and difficulties, if you long to feel God's blessings, but instead fear you're drifting away from him, this book is the breath of spiritual oxygen you need. It's time to own your own life. Learn to live each day with a spiritual intention and see how your moment-by-moment decisions add up to a breathtaking life story that shines with God's love. You'll come alive with confidence, energy, and purpose as you discover his fingerprints in your most ordinary days. Your life will become a lasting legacy that points others to him, and he will honor your decision beyond what you have ever imagined. So I did want to share this book with you. Next up, I have Falkies. And this is one of the book reads of the month, and I grabbed this by Nadine Brandis. I also have Wistress over there, and I grabbed this from Panko Books, and they got it from Ollie's. So keep your eye out at Ollie's. It doesn't say much. It just says praises for Falkies, so it doesn't give you much on the back. And the front says, Thomas Falkies is returning to Stone, and the only cure to the Stone Plague is to join his father's plot to assassinate the King of England. Silent wars leave the most carnage, the wars that are never declared but are carried out in dark alleys with masked and hidden knives. Wars where color, power alters the natural rhythm of the 17th century London. And when the king calls for peace, no one listens until he finally calls for death. But what if death finds him first? Keepers think that the igniters caused the plague. Igniters think that the keepers did it, but all that Thomas knows is that the stone plague infecting his eye is spreading. And if he doesn't do something soon, he'll be a lifeless statue. So when his keeper father, Guy Fawkes, invite him to join the gunpowder plot, claiming it will put an end to the plague, Thomas is in. The plot used 36 barrels of gunpowder to blow up the Igniter King. The problem is doing so will destroy the family of the girl Thomas loves. But backing out of the plot will send his father and the other plotters to the gallows. To save one, Thomas will lose the other. So no matter Thomas's choice, one thing is clear. Once a decision is made and the color mask have been put on, there is no turning back. So I have not read Wistress yet, but it was kind of similar with Wistress. It was like, okay, it's either this or that. So this kind of has that same feel. So I did grab this so that I could read it with the group. I don't know that I'm going to get it finished this month. Because while I'm getting ready to read this and then open up my box, I might as well give you my reading update. It is mid-month, and normally around this time I read probably 3 books, maybe 4 books. And I've actually read 0 books. I have been under the weather, and I have been traveling, and I just have not read, and I just cannot believe it. But I haven't, and I just thought I would share that because maybe you're in that situation in season 2, and that's okay. I did start back some classes, and again, I've been under the weather, so I do understand that, and taking care of my body is really important. And so that is something that I'm doing right now. Speaking of, it leads me right into this book that I am so excited to read. Like, I am extremely excited to get into this. It's called This Close to Okay, and it's by Lisa Cross Smith. And it just sounded like such an amazing book. The cover is gorgeous. This lady is gorgeous, and that just makes me so happy. It says a powerful, vibrant novel about the life-changing weekend shared between 2 strangers. On a rainy October night in Kentucky, recently divorced therapist Tally Clark is on her way home from work when she spots a man precautiously standing at the edge of a bridge. Without a second thought, Tally pulls over and jumps out of the car into the pouring rain. She convinces the man to join her for a cup of coffee, and he eventually agrees to come back to her house when he finally shares his name, Emmett. So over the course of this emotionally charged weekend that follows, Tally makes it her mission to provide a safe space for Emmett. Though she hesitates to confess that this is also her day job, what she doesn't realize is that Emmett isn't the only one who needs healing, and they're both harboring secrets. So alternating between Tally's and Emmett's perspectives as they inch closer to the truth of what really brought Emmett to the bridge's edge, as well as the hard truth Tally has been grappling with since her marriage ended. This Close to Okay is an uplifting, cathartic story about chance encounters, hope found in unlikely moments, and the subtle magic of human connections. And I am all here for it. I cannot wait to dig in. The book is starring a therapist, what? And healing, and oh my goodness, all of the things that I love. So I cannot wait to dig into this one. I think that of all the books that I have been in anticipation for, I think that this book seriously might like push its way all the way up to the top of my interest. Like, this just sounds like such a good book, and I cannot wait to read it. So if you guys have not been following and watching my unboxings, then you guys may not know that this Fierce and Strong shirt that I am wearing comes from the Fierce and Strong box. It's also home of the Delilah box, where you get different items each month. For the past couple months, we've been getting books and journals and pins and mugs and t-shirts and rocks and jewelry and body butters and pins. And so this is such a great box, the Fierce and Strong box. And so I will make sure that I leave all the information in the description box in case you're interested in checking out this box, because I do have a code Grace.Filled that saves $5 off of the box, and this was the shirt that was in last month's box. So I wanted to make sure that I did share that with you. And the last thing that I'm going to share with you guys is what's inside the box. Let's open it up and find out. So a sweet lady knew that I am building my library and I'm building it on a budget. And so she let me know that I could have these books that she was going to go ahead and gift anyway to the free library. So she wasn't going to sell them or anything like that. She was just going to donate to the free library. And I'm like, I'll pay shipping on what you're going to donate to the free library. Absolutely. And so that's what she did. She sent these to me, and I am just, for the cost of shipping, and I'm so thankful and so grateful that I have people in my life that care about me and that don't mind being generous and blessing me. If you haven't already, please take the time to give this video a thumbs up and/or a like, pink hearts, and subscribe, because I do have some pretty cool videos that are in the works, and I cannot wait to share them all with you. Ta-da! So, the first one is a match made at Christmas, and this is a Nantucket love story, and it's by Courtney Walsh, and it says, Hayes McGuire never believed in the stories about a famous Nantucket matchmaker until she ropes him into taking over her duties while she's off the island for Christmas. So he enlists the help of the one person he can trust with this crazy scheme, his best friend Prudence. Armed with a series of rules, a book of success stories, and the promise of Christmas magic, the pair of old friends set off to make a Christmas match. Little do they know that magic doesn't discriminate, and the pair soon finds their years of friendship deepening into something more. Will Prue and Hayes ignore the electricity in the air between them, or will there be more than one match made at Christmas? So this is the first book. The next book is also by Courtney Walsh, and it's If For Any Reason. It says, you're probably wondering why I'm writing you a letter. If for any reason I can't tell you these important lessons in person, you'll still have my words. So Emily Ackman has traveled the world, her constant compass and companion, a book of letters her mother left her when she died. With no father in the picture, her mother's advice had been her only true north. But when professional failure leads Emily to Nantucket to renovate and sell the family cottage, she wonders if her mom left advice to cover this. Especially when her grandmother arrives to supervise, and especially when her heart becomes entangled with Hollis, the boy next door turned baseball star who's back after a career-ending injury. So as the sparks fly between her and Hollis, Emily is drawn to the island life, even as she uncovers shocking secrets about the tragic accident that led to her mother's death. With her world turned upside down, Emily must choose between allowing the voices from her past to guide her future or forging her own path. Next one is called A Cross-Country Christmas. Again, another story by Courtney Walsh. And this one says, Lorraine Richmond isn't a fan of Christmas, which is why she rarely makes the trip home to the Midwest for the holidays. After all, she has plenty to keep her busy, namely her duties to set decorators on a TV sitcom. But this December, Lauren's brother and his wife are expecting a baby, so her brother arranges a ride home for her with his good friend Will. Unfortunately for Lauren, she's been trying to forget college baseball coach and childhood crush Will for more than 10 years. Now, thanks to her fear of flying, she's stuck in a car with him from California to Illinois. She's circumspect and organizing. He's flirty and spontaneous. She's convinced that people don't change. He's trying to prove to her and to himself that he has. On this cross-country road trip, they'll both discover that history doesn't exactly repeat itself, But like any good Christmas carol, it does have a second verse. And lastly, I have 3 books that most of you have already seen, already heard, already know about, and they're Tammy L. Gray's books, but I have not read them. I have not seen them. I have not held my hands on them. So I'm super, super excited. And it's Love and the Silver Lining, Love and the Dream Come True, and it's Love and the Little White Lie. So before I read the backs of these, because so many of you guys have already read it, I do just want to say a few things from my heart, and then you guys can leave, and then those of you who are not familiar with these can stay on and just hear the backs of those. So I just want to first of all say thank you guys for all the love, for all the support, for watching my videos, for being so kind and generous and sweet and loving to me, just for being kind in this season of my life where things are a little bit busy and hectic with school and with kids and with family and with all the things, especially as I'm considering putting a pause on school, even though I do graduate in 2 semesters, because it is a lot going on, and I want to make sure that I can be available to the people who love and need me the most. But again, I just want to say thank you. And if you're not following me on Instagram, I am over on Instagram at Grace.Filled Reads. I'll have that in the description box as well, so you can find me over there. I'm not over there daily, but I do try to show up. This booktube channel really is a way for me to keep an like document what I've received in my wrap-ups, my intentions, which are my TBRs and things like that. And then the way I've structured the Instagram page is it is a way for me to upload the books that I have already read. So you really won't find anything on the page that I have not read, versus this is all the things that I want to read, all the things that I received. So it is a little bit different, and I think that you may or may not enjoy the style of that. But either way, I want to get back to this Tammy L. Gray, but I just wanted to thank you and love you from the bottom of my heart, and to say don't forget to check out all of the playlists, because I do have something for everyone. So this one here, and these are all from Bethany Books as well. It says, Darcy Malone's dreams of mission work are dashed on the eve of fulfilling them. The Guatemalan school she's going to teach at has closed, and she's already quit her job and given up her apartment. Stuck in the worst case scenario, Darcy accepts an unexpected offer to move in with Bryson's little sister, despite the years of distrust between her and Bryson, the lead singer in her best friend Cameron's band. But as she meets those close to Bryson, Darcy quickly discovers there's more to him than just his bad boy persona. So needing to find a purpose for her sudden free time, Darcy jumps at the chance to care for and train a group of unruly dogs with the aim of finding each a home before their bereaved owner returns them to animal control. But it's Darcy herself who will encounter a surprising rescue in the form of love, forgiveness, and letting go. So the next one is Love and the Dream Come True, and these are all contemporary romances. It says 4 years after getting the biggest break of his life, Cameron Lee's music career is taking a nosedive, leaving him 2 options: become a sellout or give out on his lifelong dream. He reluctantly returns home for his sister's wedding, hoping to avoid his past and find his love for music again. And single mom Lexi Walters has suffered her fair of tragedies and setbacks, but she's finally scraped together the money to achieve her dreams of going into business with her cousin as an interior designer. When Lexi's life is at an all-time high, she runs into her teenage crush, Cameron Lee. Lost in the emotional turmoil of failure, Cameron is immediately drawn to Lexi and her infectious smile and optimistic spirit. Moreover, he adores her mouthy, no-hold-barred daughter. But fantasies only last for so long, and soon Lexi and Cameron must face the real world. The one fraught with heartbreak, disappointment, and questions that sometimes can only be answered by taking a leap of faith. And the last one is Love and the Little White Lie. And this one is after the heartbreak leaving her reeling. January is open to anything, including moving into a cabin with her aunt's wedding venue property and accepting a temporary position at her aunt's church despite being a long-time skeptic of faith. Choosing to keep her doubts to herself, she's determined to give her all the supporting Grace community's overworked staff while helping herself move on. What she doesn't count on is meeting the church's handsome, charming guitarist. It's a match set for disaster, and yet January has no ability to stay awake, even if it means pretending to have faith in a God that she doesn't even believe in. Only this time, keeping her secret isn't as easy as she thought it would be, especially when she's constantly running into her aunt's landscape and architect, who seems to know everything about her past and present sense and makes no apologies about pushing her to deal with feelings she'd rather keep buried. So torn between the two worlds that can't coexist, can January find the healing that eludes her, or will her resistance to the truth ruin any chance of happiness? So this is my first time reading Tammy L. Gray books and Courtney Wash books. So that's really exciting to have 3 Courtney Wash books and 3 Tammy Gray books. So I look forward to getting into those. I'm not really sure when I'm going to get into those. But this is my haul. Just a lot of good stuff. The launch team, excited to read about. The book club, Goodwill goodies from publishing companies. So I've just got a lot of good things. Some Tammy L. Gray books and some Courtney Wash books. So I just really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your busy schedules to watch this. I know that there's a lot of things that you could be doing, probably want to do, and you could be reading, but you take the time to be here with me, and for that, I am so grateful. You guys have a special place in my heart, and I absolutely love you. I will be back to share more with you guys soon. Hopefully by the end of the month, I was able to pick up my buddy reads. So I am hoping that the next time that we get together, I will have a lot more that I can share with you guys. I am hoping that by the next time we get together, I would have been able to read more books, because as you can see, I have some amazing books that are here and I'm super excited about them. Well, until the next video, read another book and blessings.